Welcome to the Stuff and Things Podcast, your home for all stuff related to your favorite things in entertainment. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Stuff and Things Podcast. It is our weekly show. I am Sam. Joining me to discuss the topic for this week, which is films that could make great TV, is my partner in crime, it's Stefan.
Buongiorno! How we doing?
Yeah, good man. This is an interesting one for us because we seem to have this conversation quite a lot. That film was okay, but could have been a better TV show, or vice versa sometimes.
Oh, 100%. We do have that conversation quite. We watch a TV show and we go, oh, imagine that as a movie. Or the other way around of you watch a movie and you go, well, that was rushed. Imagine if they'd done that as a 6-part TV show.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because I think the one that we kind of really kicked that debate off over was an MCU film, The Eternals.
Yes.
Because,
it was crap.
Overall, well...
But it could have been saved if we had had 6 to 8 hours of character building and building up to the last bit. It could have been saved.
It's kind of funny because I don't think it was crap. I quite enjoyed it. We've had this conversation before. But it is clear and obvious to me anyway, and probably to you, that it was so much information into a film that it was and you're jumping through time and you're doing this kind of stuff, it just would have worked so much better as a series. But would you have landed that cast? I don't know. Possibly with Disney, I guess, at that particular time. But it was just it was a lot rammed in there. I watched it again because I go back to some films sometimes because my initial reaction sometimes is a bit like, oof, that wasn't great. And then I watch it again, I'm like, okay, actually, yeah, that was better than mine.
I've got to be honest, I've not gone back to it.
Well, you don't really go back to things you love even, do you? It's very rarely you rewatch anything.
That is very true. TV shows more so, movies less so.
Yeah, so it's kind of... I tell you the one that Captain Marvel I enjoyed, a lot of people didn't.
Yep, that was a good movie.
I've watched that a few times, and every time I'm like, yeah, I really enjoyed this film. And then the sequel to that, The Marvels, I rewatched it really recently, like a week or so ago. It's such a funny film. There's so much stuff in it that it's just like...
The reason I think that missed at the time was because Marvel was going through such a deep and dark kind of storylines that they threw this in, which I thought was perfect. So they threw this kind of fun, almost like a family action fun movie.
Yeah. And
everyone kind of went, well, wait a minute, that's not the level we're at the moment.
Yeah, well, the thing that I noticed, and once you notice it, I think you appreciate on a different level, is Brie Larson as an actor does a lot with her face and her eyes.
Yes.
And there's stuff in that where if you're just focused on her reactions to things, it is hilarious. She says to the two of them, oh, we're going to this planet. Oh, yeah, I helped the prince with, a political issue. It's fine, it's cool. And get there and, everyone communicates by singing. And the two of them look at her, and because one of them sings about her being a princess, and the two just look at her, and she's like, hee, shit. It's a marriage of convenience, that's all it is. Yeah, it's funny.
It's a good movie. It's a good, fun movie.
I mean, there's the scene where the Flarkins are chasing everyone to eat them so they can
just get in their mouths. No.
Yeah, and they're playing the bloody song from the musical Cats.
Yes.
Whilst you've got this speaker coming over going, "Do not run, let the cats eat you."
Yeah, no, thank you.
See, it made me laugh, but anyway. So the Eternals, I'm going to kick us off with that one then, because as a film, I do think it missed. I do think it just failed to hit what it needed to hit. One of the things as well about it, which I think is also very frustrating from a MCU standpoint, is it kind of introduced this insane level of power and threat, and they did fuck all with it afterwards.
There's half a person thing coming out of the ocean. Let's not talk about it for 7 years.
Well, that became such a running joke. They even took the piss out of it themselves in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Like they had, like, She-Hulk was basically a comedy show set inside the MCU, and there were so many little digs at little things in it, and them having a dig at that was just like perfect. But at the same time, it was like, that's the first mention.
Yeah, the first time you mention it is you taking the piss gun. Yeah, we realised we did it and we forgot about it.
Now, we did finally get it like properly, and they used it to introduce adamantium into the MCU, which is cool. But at the same time, that film's come and gone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all right, you know, so that was Captain America 4. Yeah, it just, I don't know, things don't seem to have, I think this is one of the key things, is things don't seem to have the same impact as they once did. Like, in the original films, we would often talk about, like, oh, nothing's there by chance. Like, if they mention this somewhere, it's because, like, they're at some point it's going to come back to it, and it inevitably would. Since Endgame and the kind of hit and miss with different things, it's like, well, you, like with Eternals, you've introduced these characters who were insanely powerful as a group, insanely powerful, and yet they did nothing in the entirety of the MCU, and they kind of just did a throwaway line to explain it, like, oh, we couldn't interfere, we had to sit back and let things happen. It's like, all right, okay, it feels like a bit of a naff cop-out explanation, but at least you touched on it rather than us just going like, where were you? Like, why weren't you doing anything? And then you also introduced the Celestials. One of them rocks up at on Earth at the end, which would have and no one's mentioned that. Like, no one at any point is the Celestial coming up through the planet. Yeah, that's been touched on, at least. But no one seems to mention the fact that one appeared in the sky. Like, so the whole planet would have seen this massive alien looking in and then buggering off. And at no point in any MCU show or movie that's followed it has anyone been like, holy shit, our world is so tiny that a giant friggin' alien could just look in like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's kind of huge. Like, I'm pretty sure if that happened in the real world, I wouldn't go a day without mentioning it.
Well, that's the kind of whole point, isn't it? Like, wait a minute. This has just happened. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? That would be, like, everywhere.
Yeah.
Nah, that's right.
Yeah, and it's just, so that's frustrating to me, because it's like, you're going to make this film with all of this in it and then do nothing with it, including introducing Kit Harington as a potential big character to join Blade, which was a film they were working on at the time. And so
there's a film that's going and going and going and going and going and going nowhere.
So you hear Blade's voice, which might end up being the only time Mahershala Ali actually plays the character, was just a voice.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Didn't they introduce Harry Styles at the like an end credit scene as well?
Yeah. It's Thanos' cousin.
That's it. Thanos' cousin, Harry Styles. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, that really killed something from me, because there's no way he got that on his acting ability. It's just, he can't act. like, at all.
No, and they've done absolutely nothing with it since as well.
No, and then it's like, but you've cast him because you want the fans.
And it worked, because my little sister was like, oh, that'd be a Marvel film worth watching if it's got Harry Styles in it. And I turned around to her and I went, that movie will never happen.
Yeah.
It will never happen.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And that was the reason. But to me, it was just like, oh, fuck off. And you do start to wonder, like, what point are you going to have, like, K-pop stars showing up in the stuff? It's like...
Now, I want to be critical of that, but I have seen quite a few K-pop bands.
I think that says a lot about you, which I'm not going to go into.
My sister is a massive K-pop fan, and our thing together is going to concerts. So the two combined.
Sure, sure. Blame your sister.
Yeah.
But I do think, going back to the original topic at hand, Eternals would have worked so much better as a series.
Even if it was just a 6-part series, you could have just built up. It would have worked. You would have had the time to tell the stories properly.
I mean, for me, I think you needed an episode per Eternal plus a kind of finale type episode. So you're looking
that would have worked.
10
Tell
to
the story
12.
of each one.
Yeah, like you need kind of like 10 to 12 probably. So like an intro episode, then one each where they're central to each, and then a kind of finale which would work. So you're looking 10 to 12 maybe. But the thing that kind of frustrates me is there are other things where I've been like, so there was a TV series that Marvel did, Secret Invasion, which is where the Skrulls are trying to take over the Earth.
Yeah.
That was a film all day long that they chopped up into episodes, and it didn't really hit. Like, it just felt weird.
Yeah, it wasn't right. And again, they did the same as Eternals in that they added a character that was ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah.
And then forgot about them.
Well, again, it's like this is where we have these problems, because there is now so much in the MCU, so many characters, so many different things, and yet we're about to have like Avengers again, and it's going to be like, well, no one thought to ring this person, like no one thought, oh, I know, I got a team of 8 people here, or I got this person who's got the powers of 8 people. So it's a weird one. It is a weird one where they set these things up and then just haven't followed them up, which is where the frustration is a lot with the current MCU. But the Eternals, then, I think we can both agree, as a movie it fell flat, but as a TV series it could have really worked, because you could have had that extra time which it needed for real kind of background stuff.
Yeah, the potential would have been there.
I want to give a couple of examples as well of like stuff which is kind of funny. So, Stargate TV series branched out from a movie originally, and it was a movie that no one, when they made it, thought was going to do anything, which is kind of funny to me. It came out around the same time as like this massive big budget sci-fi film called Waterworld, from memory.
Okay.
I mean, I might have this wrong, but there was a big budget film that came out around the same time, and Stargate wiped the floor with it at the box office. Like, once people started seeing it, they're like, "Oh, you need to go and see this film. Like, it's a good film," and people did en masse. But that film, which people like and still holds up, spawned four series, or three maybe 4. Stargate SG-1, which ran for 10 seasons. Stargate Atlantis, which ran for 5. Stargate Universe, which ran for 2, and there was an animated show as well. And like video games and all sorts. That is a good example for me of where an adaptation of a film to a TV series really worked.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes for that many series, they've clearly hit something on the right place.
Well, yeah, because you took the idea of this device, the Stargate, which took you from this world to another world, And to turn it into a TV series, they literally just went, well, if it goes from one place to another, it could go to other places. And so then you had a episodic basis of, where else does it go? Let's go find out. And, and then every week you walk through the Stargate and you got something new, like a new adventure.
Yeah, so, makes sense. Yeah.
So it was a very simple, transition to make it episodic TV. One that I think hit incredibly well is the Karate Kid TV spin-off Cobra Kai. Because it was inspired by, which is hilarious to me and the whole idea came from a skit in a TV series me and you love called How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay.
Did you not know this?
That's where it all came from.
Yeah, did you not know this?
I did not know that. I haven't seen it.
So Barney's character in How I Met Your Mother refused to call Daniel LaRusso the Karate Kid and said that the true hero, the true Karate Kid, was Johnny Lawrence, who was perceived in the film as the villain.
Yeah.
And what was funny about this is when you start to really think about it, you're kind of like, the way Barney puts it, you're like, you're actually making really good points.
He does make sense with it, doesn't he? Yeah.
Because this guy was just there living his life. This other guy comes in, starts hitting on his girlfriend. How would you react? And it's like, okay, yeah, you're kind of making good points. And you're like, oh, he's on the beach and you're arguing with him. He threw the first punch. And you're like, again, yes, another excellent point being made. Shit. And then he wins a tournament with an illegal crane kick. And you're like, I didn't know it was illegal, but I've just looked it up. Yes, it was. Oh my god!
The Karate Kid was actually a bad bully. Yeah.
So I was in the playground in the 80s, kicking my mates in the face with an illegal crane kick. I want to point out. So, it made me laugh. Well, the writers for Cobra Kai, or the guys who made the series, had been working on like this kind of concept and coming up with ideas, and then that kind of triggered this idea, and they wrote a pilot that night of like, imagine Johnny Lawrence, like his life, what would have been post, everything. Would he have managed to get his shit back together, or would he just like been on a slump? And then that was Cobra Kai. It came from that. And it's kind of funny because the show was massive. By the time it ended after 6 seasons, the following globally was huge. But when it started, no studio would touch it. The only people who made it was YouTube.
That's it. I remember it was one of the first kind of proper YouTube shows.
So YouTube tried to create a streaming platform for original content called YouTube Red. And this was their flagship kind of show on it, and it ran for 2 seasons only on YouTube. The only way you could watch it was YouTube subscription, like premium, and then they just abandoned it, like, oh, this isn't working, YouTube Red. Netflix bought it, and then of course it became massive. But it was just hilarious that like no one thought it would work. Everyone was against it. And like YouTube just took a chance on it, and they got the original cast members back, and yeah, it absolutely kicked ass. It was great. But again, that was like a concept of adapting a film into a TV series that really, really worked. Now, I have got 3 movies that I think would work, so they're going to be kind of like my plugs afterwards. But I understand, good sir, you have a list.
I've got a fair few.
All right, so I've got 3, and I'm going to be interested. I don't think we'll match, but maybe we will. So you crack on with your list first.
So number 1 on my list is actually happening, which was the Harry Potter stuff.
Okay, so
I think the Harry Potter going into a TV format.
Yeah.
If we ignore everything that is currently going on with it, because we know there's a couple of very much mishits going on over there.
Potentially, yeah.
But I think the actual premise of a season per school year, the amount of detail that they had in the books that made it. Some made it to the movies, some didn't make it to the movies.
Yeah.
I think being able to do a season a school year, you are going to be able to flesh out all the characters. Everything about it is going to be so much more involved.
Yeah,
that I think has the potential to be fantastic.
I think a lot of people are going to be tuning in to watch it, and I hope it hits.
I do hope it is, because I'm a big Harry Potter fan. My wife is a massive Harry Potter fan.
She ain't that big. Don't be cruel. But yeah, I'm not. Like, I'm very much... I didn't read the books. I didn't understand the hysteria. I watched the films purely because my daughter wanted to watch them. Like, when they all came out, I had no interest. I watched them, and they're really nice, magical, fun films. Like, I know... And it's kind of funny because all of the characters or anything are in the zeitgeist now. They kind of transcended what they were. Like, you say to someone Hagrid or whatever, you know what that is. So I'd agree with you on that one. The natural format of it being in school years will work well with a TV series potentially.
So, and then following on from that is Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
Okay.
I think that, so they made a trilogy of movies.
Did they?
Sort of.
Yeah.
There were 3 movies made. But I think that, so if they had done what I'd expected the film to be, which was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Newt's journey, finding all these different magical creatures and stuff, which is what I expected when the film came out. Now,
it's how the first film certainly led us to believe, yes.
And actually it turned out to be about some weird kid, and it was all very weird and strange and missed, I think, completely.
Yeah.
But I think, again, if you could make that into a TV show, and it is just literally Newt going around, there's a creature causing problems in this town. Newt's got to go there and fix the problem without letting the muggles know that actually it's a magical creature. Could be a really fun, silly, adventure-y sort of... Almost like, how The Mandalorian, like, he's got A to B, but every episode is like he has to go and do something first to get the next bit of information.
Yeah.
You could almost make it like that.
I think if you're a big Harry Potter fan like you, that's appealing. I think to me, part of the general audience, I got no interest.
No, none at all.
Well, I liked that film. Like, the first film, I thought really was quite good. Because, again, like, my daughter was an age, she watched Harry Potter films, so when that one came out, it was like, yeah, we'll watch it. Yeah. And I really enjoyed it, but there was a part of it where it was, when you watch the next 2 films now, you realise that first film, with all the beasts and everything, was just kind of the beast story. And actually what they were setting up was this... Grindelwald is the main focus of these films.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucked.
Which is why I think they could possibly save it with a TV show.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think if you're a Harry Potter fan, Matt, and by the way, there's a lot of Harry Potter fans, so it could work. Like, there's Star Wars concepts that I'm like, yeah, that'd be awesome, but to a general audience, they'd be like, what the
yeah.
So yeah, I think for a Harry Potter fan, I think they'd love that. So yeah, okay, get a tick on that one as well, my friend.
Okay, the next one,
yep,
the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Now this feels awkward.
Is that on your list?
No, just they're kind of making Lord of the Rings TV.
They are, because they're making the Rings of Power and stuff.
Yeah,
and watching the Rings of Power and seeing the pure size of it and everything else.
Yeah.
And then watching these, like, the movies were, 3 hours long each anyway?
Well, the director's cut were like 4 hours long each, yeah.
But I'm like, if you could make that into one season per book, basically. So like one per movie. So one movie is a series.
Okay.
I think you could tell so much more of the story. Little side stories in it, more of the journey itself. Looking at how Amazon are throwing money at the Rings of Power and stuff, I'm like, something just tells me that would be just an incredible spectacle to watch.
Do you know the thing that I kind of find funny with this content? Because you're not wrong, like the spectacle, but what's one... Can you think of one of the criticisms that gets hammered with the Rings of Power?
God, it's slow.
There you go. You think that's slow. You try stretching out the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit. Like, they turned the Hobbit into 3 films, and the vast majority of people were just like, yeah, that wasn't 3 films worth. Like, you really dragged that out. The Lord of the Rings, they are 3 films that are 4 hours each, and there is stuff in the books they completely missed. There are whole characters and subplots that they just, like, cut to make the films what they were.
See, that's where I can't tell if the real kind of fans and lovers of all that would absolutely love the idea of those people being found, like the stories being found into a series, or if it would miss because the general public would just be like, oh my god.
You and I have a mutual friend who basically gets bored the minute, there's not an action scene every couple of minutes.
Hey Ryan!
Yeah. And he basically I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is the best. I genuinely think if they turn that into a series, he'd be the most excited man on the planet. And then
until the first episode.
Of it, yeah. Because it would be slow. So on that one, I think they're better as films because I do think it would be so much that people would not get past like episode 1. Just my opinion, though. I mean, there's probably a lot of people who would be like, yes, make it now, Bezos.
Yeah, do it. Okay, so my next couple.
Yep.
Indiana Jones.
Okay, they did do that.
They did try, but I reckon any of the movies made into a longer series, following Indiana Jones a bit more and all that. I mean, again, this could just be me, but I'd love it.
I think because they made Young Indiana Jones, which was okay, because they were just trying to tell the story differently. I think an Indiana Jones series would work. I don't think you remake the films though. I think you set it like in between or something to kind of like tell the story.
What he's been up to between and stuff. Like my biggest problem with this is the fact that it's now so late on it can't be Harrison Ford.
Well, that to me is kind of where the issue is because I think anyone who gets cast in that role, you're immediately fighting uphill.
So you either have to go for the young Indiana Jones.
But this is why I think a series would work better than a remade film.
Yeah.
I think if you remake a film and you cast someone as Indiana Jones, you're fighting a fight. I think if you make a series of it, people would almost expect it to be a different character.
Yeah.
Like you said then, so if you were to do young Indiana Jones or like a younger person, like set it before the events of like the first film, and him kind of what he's doing, his adventures, and you could even at the moment ask Harrison Ford to narrate, like he's looking back over his life. I think that would work.
Yeah.
So yes, another tick for me on that one.
Okay, the next one.
Yeah.
The original Brendan Fraser, The Mummy.
Yeah, those films could work as a TV series. I think that could work. I mean, to be honest with you, very similar to Indiana Jones style, kind of like
that sort of thing. But yeah, I think they could work as a TV show, and it would be quite a light-hearted kind of fun adventure movie, like show.
You even went movie, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree with that. That's fair.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I want a TV show, just the adventures of Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, so that's actually in the works. Silence.
Let my silence. If you could see my facial expression.
Yeah. So some time ago, Mr. Depp and Disney had a big falling out.
They're going to pay him 1,000 llamas.
Yeah, I don't think they are. So there's been this argument and running debate about there's a new Pirates of the Caribbean film script where the leads are women. And there was, like, even when that leaked, even though it's Margot Robbie, it got a backlash of that's not Pirates of the Caribbean because what are you doing?
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean is Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, and Jack Sparrow's like no one else can play that character. So what they've looked at is, okay, if we set a film within the Pirates of the Caribbean universe, so like we call it something else, but say it's set within this world, this universe, but we're working on a TV series which is young Jack, and they've approached him, ironically, like I just said a minute ago, Harrison Ford, like to be the kind of voiceover to it and be involved, be a producer, etc. And there are talks ongoing on him now appearing in another film and him doing that. But the actual TV show has been in development for a couple of years from Jerry Bruckheimer. So yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. But that one is that is possible.
Okay, I'd like Back to the Future.
Ooh, I thought about this one before, and I'm never sure if it would work.
It's kind of got a bit of an asterisk next to it now. I'm like, I cannot tell if Back to the Future would work or not.
I think you'd have a problem. I think the only way it would work would be different adventures in time on a regular basis.
Which then is just something a bit more like Quantum Leap or something, and you kind of feel like it's already been done.
Well, I was just going to say, it's kind of like a time travel TV series, which has been done, but you know, there's certain things you could possibly do to make it unique. But yeah, I think that works as films. I don't think it works. The way it is anyway, and I think you'd have to
adapt it too much, possibly.
Yeah, it almost then wouldn't be Back to the Future other than the name, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so here's one that I really like the idea of.
Okay.
The Men in Black.
Yeah, that would work.
Now, they did on Disney an animated show of this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great, but I do think the Men in Black could be an incredible TV universe.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you've got all the different agents. It hasn't got to just be the two that we know from the movie. You've got all the different agents there.
Yeah, I mean, they even made another Men in Black film without Will Smith and everything in it, didn't they? I mean, it didn't do very well, but it just goes
Chris Hemsworth in, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Yeah. So
it just goes to show you can, like you said, you could have different agents and you just follow them. Yeah, it wouldn't need to be like recasting J and K, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I think that could be quite fun.
I'd agree with that. Yep, another tick from me.
Okay, the night at the museum. I love this movie, and I kind of like the idea of like a little TV show of just different things happening each night.
No, not for me. That.
No, see, I think that'd be quite cool.
I think the film works. I don't think that'd work as a TV series. I think it'd be pretty boring pretty fast. I
suppose you got to have the right storylines, but I know there's just something about it. I think possibly just how much I loved the movie.
Yeah, for me, I like it as well, and I think that concept works well as a film because you kind of the pace of it. I think if you slow that down, there isn't actually a lot there.
Oh, so that worries me.
Well, if you think about it, like you'd literally have to do like a kind of different storyline each week of like, okay, this week we're focused on Genghis Khan. Okay, that's a 30-40 minute episode of
just pure chaos, yeah.
Whereas where it's all mixing together is kind of the chaos, the fun. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where if it's done right, you sort of sit back and go, oh, bloody hell, that really worked. Like, for me, it just feels like, no, the film's really nailed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I don't know. No, that one's not for me, but I imagine there's going to be people listening who are screaming at me.
Okay, so I have 3 left.
Okay, go for it. We've not hit any of my 3 yet.
This is good. So, Jurassic Park. You knew it was going to get mentioned.
Yeah, okay.
I would love a show before the park opens. So like the TV show of them getting it all ready. Now, the reason I say this, I will try and find his name. There is a YouTuber who is using a animation system. Yeah. He has created like 15-minute episodes, and it is following Muldoon in the months before the park opens.
Right.
And I've been watching this YouTube like show sort of thing, and it goes through all the little issues and stuff, and that go a bit more from the books and stuff like that of before the park opened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I would love to see that as a proper TV show. Everything that kind of went into it.
Yeah.
Building and building, and watching a TV show knowing that it is building to that first movie.
Yeah, I think there's 2 aspects to that. I think you're right. I think a prequel show works. I don't think you could do a show. I don't think you could remake like the concept into a show. I don't think that works because it's like a disaster movie. You've got like what's coming. A disaster TV series is kind of like, oh, what episode's it going to happen in? I don't care. Like,
yeah, the T-Rex is going to get out. I'm guessing episode 6. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the prequel is a good idea because there could be a lot that's like, oh, that's why the fences are like that, or oh man, they knew that was going to happen and they ignored it, or someone covered it up. Like, you could have a lot of fun with that.
Like in this YouTube thing, like they make Hammond, the guy, Richard Hammond, who runs it all.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. Like, the amount of stuff that happens, and he's just like, it was an accident.
No, I don't like that. See, for me, Hammond needs to be the kind of the money and oblivious, and there's people behind it, like, covering shit up that he doesn't know.
Oh, see, that could work quite well as well.
Yeah, see, I'd prefer it that way. Because like if he was genuinely like, oh, shit's happening, people are dying, never mind, let's open it and here are my grandkids, that would be a dick.
Yeah, no, it's not quite that bad, but there is lots of like, oh no, it's a tragic, like one of the workers dies and it's like, it's a tragic incident and he did know he shouldn't have been in there sort of thing, and it's like, okay.
I think a prequel TV series Jurassic Park would work. I never thought I'd say these words. I think that would work.
Yes.
So I'll give that a tick.
Okay, my next one.
Okay.
Okay. Jaws.
No.
Why?
It's a fucking shark. What are you going to do? Have a shark attack every week?
Not every week, no.
What is the show then? It's just Baywatch.
It's Baywatch with a shark in the background.
That film's very much of its time as well, because I mean, this is just funny and this sums up the world we live in now, right?
Yeah.
I saw someone do a TikTok about watching Jaws for the first time, and it was a rant about, bloody hell, like, this animal's just living its life and people are there, like, and everyone's blaming the shark. The shark's not the bad guy here. The shark's just living its life in the water and people are invading its life. I'm like, oh my god, we've become so woke as society where the shark was right.
The shark was... Oh, I've just found it. It's Ali Awada. Aliawada. He's the guy that makes the Jurassic Park
nothing
stuff.
like a shark. Okay. But yeah, no, man, I don't think that's I don't think that works for TV. I don't even think it works as a film now. I think if you watch that
time,
now,
yeah.
at its time, well, it was funny because I remember as a kid, my older brothers put it on. I didn't go in the like the whole thing was like just when you think it was safe to go back in the water. I did not go in the sea.
Swimming pools, lakes, rivers. Could be anywhere.
I was convinced that a shark was gonna but there's loads of things like as a kid, I thought was gonna be a bigger issue in my life.
Like
I thought quicksand. I thought quicksand was gonna kill me.
Quicksand was like a genuine, real world problem. Like that shit could be anywhere. Yeah. And at some point, I'm going to step in it, and if there is not a tree nearby for me to pull myself out from, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah. So quicksand, I was terrified of. Sharks, whirlpools.
Whirlpools, yeah.
Got on a boat at any point, I was just going to get taken out by a whirlpool.
So quicksand turned out to be a lot less of an issue in my 36 years of life than I expected.
Yeah. Well, I'm 43, and I agree. Yeah, it's just like it's just bizarre. Okay, so next one.
My last one.
This is your last one. Okay, go for it.
Titanic.
Fuck off.
Now, you know how pissed off everyone was that she didn't have room on the door for Jack?
Yeah.
And that was after a movie?
Yeah.
Imagine an entire TV show getting to know these characters and then the bitch doesn't let him on the door. Oh, the outrage!
Bitch doesn't let him. Whoa. There's going to be people listening to this who genuinely want to kill you for that comment, by the way. I think no for a TV series. I don't even think a film should have been made. The big, again, and this comes down to it, that is a historical event that happened. I think whenever you do that, everyone knows. Like the Apollo 13 movie, I watched that as a kid and was just so in awe of it and so suspenseful. And I remember, like, my mum, I was just like, Mum, you're not, and she's like, well, I know what happens. And I was kind of like, oh, shit, yeah.
Well, I've got a fun story again. Titanic, fun story for you. So my mother actually went to the cinema to watch it when it came out.
Yeah.
It came out in, what, like 97? I was 7, I didn't go to the cinema.
Yeah.
She went to the cinema with some friends and watched it.
Yeah.
And partway through the movie, a bloke near the front got up and obviously was going to the toilet or something.
Yeah.
And she said she remembers this clear day. The woman he was with is, you're going to miss something. And he turned around in front of the whole theatre and went, the boat sinks! Surprise! And walked out the screen. And apparently there were people in the movie theatre going, fuck's sake, kicking off. And it was like,
well, that's.
Are you not sure you're aware that what happens in this?
Well, that's a terrifying. I mean, that's the terrifying thing about schooling for right there. But I mean, I've told this story on the podcast before. I did that. So we were in the cinema to watch Titanic. I was with a girl, and I said in a voice slightly louder than I meant to, and I will say this because, you know, like there's a trailer playing or something that's quite loud, and you speak, but then it goes silent. And I literally said, I don't want to spoil this for anyone, but the boat sinks. And the thing that made me laugh about it was I heard practically every man in that cinema laugh and then get, oh, okay, sorry, love, like instantly. And I just kind of lowered myself in my seat, and the girl I was with didn't really forgive me, but never mind. Okay, so yeah, I've got a list of 3, and we didn't hit them from your list, so I'm going to start with The Matrix.
Yes.
I think that works as a TV series. I think because you got this guy living his life, he's dull, bored, in an office job, but he's like a bit hackery in the night, and you know, by night he's this Neo, this hacker, and then holy shit, down the rabbit hole we go. I think that could work as a TV series really well.
Agreed, yeah.
Next one,
yeah,
which is a little bit more out there, is Blade Runner. I don't know if you've seen Blade Runner.
Oh, I have.
You have.
I've seen the original. I haven't seen the new version. I've seen the original.
Yeah. The new one's alright, but it's
Harrison Ford. The original was Harrison Ford, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's in the sequel.
Yeah.
And it is a sequel. Is like, the concept of this is very dystopian, very kind of nightmarish, but you could make a weekly TV series out of hunting the synthetics. So
yeah,
that for me could really work, but I do think it would have to be an R-rated on a streamer, because I think you want it to be quite violent, quite gritty. But I think that would work as a sci-fi show as well.
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
And the last one, they made a cartoon series of this, but I'm talking live action. I'd like to watch a live action TV series of the Ghostbusters.
Oh, mate, how did I not think of that one?
I think
the cartoon version was awesome. I loved that.
It was. I watched that as a kid and I loved it. But I just think that
each week it works perfectly. Each week is just a different, a bit like the Men in Black thing. Each week is just a different ghost or alien.
Yeah, you can have overarching stories, but each week you got like the creature of the week, ghost of the week sort of thing.
It's almost Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's very everything's Scooby-Doo when you get down to it, mate. Everything is. But yeah,
meddling kids.
Those are our ideas. Now, there's bound to be films out there that people are listening to this going, say this one. Get in touch with us. You can get in touch via any of our socials or email sam@stuffandthangspodcast.com. That will be in the podcast description because it's quite a long email address to remember.
If any of you say Avatar, you're wrong.
Yeah, massively. Like, just wrong. Just don't even send it in. Don't waste your time. So get in touch. Let us know if there's any we missed, or if you heard any we said and you're like, no, that suck, or no, Sam, what are you talking about? That'd be amazing. You get in touch, let us know, because every 10 episodes, as you know, we go through the mailbag and read out what people have sent in. So that'd be episode 60. We do that again. Last week, episode 50, we did it. Go on.
James Bond.
I'm always on the fence with that one because I think it could work, but I'm kind of like, I only think it works as a prequel. And then when you do a prequel, it kind of limits, like, so how did he become a 00?
Yeah.
So we know he's an orphan. We know that he then gets recruited into the military. Like, telling those years, to me, works as a series. I don't think remaking the films as series works because I don't know. It just doesn't for me. But there is definitely scope there, and there's something else that's being explored by the good people at Amazon right now because they cannot get their idea right for that, which is worrying. Yes. But we shall see. So until next week, everybody, that is our show. We will be back next week where we're talking the set of the highest gross, or a set of 3 highest grossing actors and 3 highest grossing actresses. It's a list. And we go through what we believe are their top films. And then we're going to compare it to, like, what the box office was, how close we were, and things like that. So that's next week. Do you want to know who the actors are for this?
No, leave them in suspense.
Okay, leave it. Okay, you got to tune in next week to find out. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, now we know. Okay, until then, everybody, like always, you all take care, and I'm going to leave you now with Stefan and his final thought.
Would you rather be Indiana Jones without the whip or James Bond without the gadgets?
Thank you for listening to the Stuff and Things podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. You can find us on Facebook or online. Simply search the Stuff and Things podcast to join in our conversation every week.